Okay guys, so welcome to this video. This will be my first video here on YouTube. I've done a couple of videos in a school group I'm part of, and yeah, basically I've been in the course game for the past 7 years now. And if you want more information about me and the company that I have with 2 other people, you can visit our website, and there you can see that I'm not bullshitting basically. Building a lot of courses. Also a client, it's the real deal. We're not here, or I'm not here just bullshitting. What I'm saying is legit, and just to have that out of the way, because I think in these days it's really hard to know who's talking facts and truth and who's just talking BS basically. So let's get that out of the way, and let's move on to the fun stuff here. And that is, of course, creating a super profitable and high converting funnel. And I'm going to go over one of the best performing funnels that we have created, we have used, and yeah, that we use with our clients. And usually we have about 80% margins with our funnels when you take every single cost into account. So yeah, and that's also the great thing about courses, which we mainly run funnels for, or that's what we mainly use funnels for. They are very profitable, but you can also do this into a coaching offer, info product offer. But the only thing is, it should be high ticket for the funnel I'll walk through today. Because if it's not high ticket, it doesn't make sense to have a booking page and a sales calls and so on. So let's just touch a little bit about different paid funnels that we have used and that we have seen work really well. And yeah, there's pros and cons with each funnel here. And the 3 main ones, the most powerful ones in my eyes, is by far the application funnel or the VSL funnel. And out of those 2, again, the VSL funnel, if you nail it down and you get it correctly, it's by far the most powerful funnel there is. I mean, it has generated millions for us. It's a funnel we always go to. And I know people doing millions a month, $4 million a month with this exact funnel. And then, of course, you have the Instagram funnel, group funnel, lead magnet funnel, and there's so many funnels out there that we could go through. But I'll just say let's skip those. Let's focus on the real deal, where the money is, and that is, in my eyes, the application funnel or the VSL funnel. And in today's video, I'll go through the VSL funnel in specific, but the application funnel is pretty similar to a direct VSL. The only reason is that you won't really focus too much on a VSL video. You can have a video, but you don't really need it. And people go through an application. And you basically state the offer in this funnel, and then you have an application and, of course, a landing page with some testimonials and a good copy. And then we have the VSL. So I want to separate between a direct VSL and an indirect VSL. And the difference is just the framing of the funnel, the headline, what people are opting into, why are they there? Because in a direct VSL, the point is more to have a direct message of your offer. It could be... yeah, I'll show you later, but this is actually an indirect VSL, and that is how we built a $1 million online course, and then we have a video guide. But a direct VSL will, for example, be how to land a job, or we help you land a job in the next 30 days, something like that. You're stating what they will get, you're stating the offer. So let's have a look at the funnel here. And just to begin, for a funnel, you need traffic. And the good thing about a funnel is that you basically take them through different kind of steps and you convert them slowly and steady. It's like if you meet a girl or a boy for that sake. But yeah, if you meet someone, you don't ask them to marry you on the first date. You have several dates, and it even goes through a longer cycle where eventually they get married to you. And it's this same kind of thing with a funnel here, because you always want to sell in the next step. And that is the goal of a funnel. The traffic sells in the landing page. The landing page sells in the VSL. The VSL sells in the sales meeting and make them want to book a call. And on the call, that's when you actually sell them on your product. So this is very important, and I'll talk more about it, but you never sell your product before on the sales call. You sell the method. Okay, but once you have the traffic, you have people visiting your landing page and going through your funnel, then you actually want a really good landing page. And here you can have a direct or an indirect approach, as I previously mentioned. And here the example is watch a video guide. And if you have a video guide, it's an indirect VSL. And here you have the option if you want to have a simple opt-in with username, or not username. What am I talking about? It's early here, and it's very cold as well, so it's hard to think. But yeah, you want to ask for their name and their email and also their phone number. You could skip the phone number, but usually for this kind of funnel, you want the phone number so you can call them or message them. And you could also do an application here to create more friction. So if you have an application or you have a survey where people have to answer more questions, people will drop off, or a certain amount will drop off, and you won't get as many leads. So if you want to have a survey, you should already have nailed down the volume. You see that the funnel is working, you're getting proper volume, and maybe you see that the lead quality isn't really there. Then you add the friction. Then you add some extra layers before they're able to book a call. Okay, so they opt in here. And when they opt in, it's very, very important to have good automations. And here we use an automation related to either calling or SMS, or we have an email sequence, or we have both. That's very, very important. And in recent times, we like to use WhatsApp. And then we have 2 hours after they opt in, if they didn't book, a message saying, hey, it's Sivert from Launcher. I saw that you filled out our application to wanting to launch your own 6-7-figure course, something like that. Were you able to find a time to speak with our team? I can drop a calendar link here if that's easier for you. And if they answer, then you sparked a conversation. Then you can have a conversation with them, ask some questions, and then get them on a call. And this is 24 hours after, and of course the email sequence, which goes out to everyone. And you really want to have a 14 to 30 day high frequency sequence where you send a lot of emails, you break false belief, you send them to the VSL. And the thing here is that they're warm, they opted in, they're interested. So you got to use that to your advantage. And then after 14 to 30 days, then you can have a lower frequency just to nurture them. Okay. But the goal here in a VSL funnel is, of course, the VSL. And what is a VSL? Maybe you haven't heard about it before. It stands for Video Sales Letter. And the goal with a video sales letter is to sell in your prospects. And you really need to talk to one avatar with one outcome and through your thing, through one mechanism, through one method. And that is, of course, your way to do things. And I won't go into specifics on how to set up the VSL, because that could be a 2-3 hour long video from my side. But we actually have a Skool community, which is free. I will link it down below, where I have a video, or I'm going to record a video this week, next week, something like that, where I go through how to create your VSL. And the thing is, if your VSL is bad, this funnel breaks. And the same with your offer. You need to have a great offer if you want to sell anything. I mean, in theory, a great offer beats everything else. And a bad offer, it just doesn't work. It doesn't matter if you have the best marketing, the best salespeople. If your offer sucks, you're lost before you even tried, before you even started. So just make sure that your offer is great. If you're starting from scratch, don't build this funnel. I mean, you need to have some kind of validation before you start creating a VSL funnel. So just have that in back of your mind. Okay, but on the VSL, you sell in the method and you make them interested in buying your stuff or taking a call. And then you send them to the booking page. And of course, you want to book here. And when they book, you send them to a thank you page. And sending them to a thank you page is super, super important. And what's the goal of the thank you page? Because as I mentioned, every step of the funnel has its own goal. And that is, of course, to increase the show rate. Because right now, there's a lot of people that don't attend the calls they book. And maybe it sounds weird, maybe it doesn't. But the thing is, the people going through your funnel, at least if they're from paid ads, they don't know you. They don't feel obligated to show up to a meeting, even though they booked the meeting. So you will have a harder time right now to get people to show up. But that's the great thing about a proper thank you page. And I will show you in a bit here how it might look like. But you want a video here asking them to do X, Y, and Z, where it's basically accepting the meeting, adding it to their calendar, but you also want to have some proof, some testimonials to sell them on the meeting, to make them show up. And of course, you need great reminders before the actual meeting. And this, I mean, if you don't have this, then you're screwed. So you need to have some reminders there. And here you can either have an appointment setter or yourself call or send an SMS or WhatsApp. And this is an example of how that might look like. And if you have a survey or a form, then you can do it based on lead score. And then email reminders, you want at least one when they book, of course, to confirm the meeting. 3 days before, if people book far in advance, which I don't really recommend, to be honest. Then 1 day before, 1 hour before, or early the same day, and then 10 minutes before. Okay, and then you send them to the sales call, and they attend the call, and you sell them. And if you want to know more about sales, then yeah, my business partner Peter, he's a genius at sales. I mean, he sold for over $200,000 for one of our courses in about 14 days. It's insane, but yeah, he's a master at selling, and yeah, he's also in the Skool community, but I will get him to make a YouTube as well. And then you have the onboarding when they're sold and a front-end offer, and you should also have a back-end offer to increase lifetime value. And lifetime value is super, super important, as really all that matters is that the price to get in a customer is lower than the lifetime value. And of course, you need to think about cash collected, because cash is king. You need cash flow. If you don't have cash flow, how can you run a funnel? You need to put cash in. And that's also the goal with the funnel, guys. It's to see that when you put in $1, you get 10 back. I mean, that's the great thing about funnel. And you can do it with paid traffic, because with organic traffic, it's harder to have a consistent traffic source. But with paid, it's super simple. I mean, you pay for your traffic, and then you convert them through the funnel. And eventually, if you track all your metrics, you will see, I spent $2 and I get 8 back. I spent $2, I get 20 back. I mean, and if you have that machine, you basically have a money printing machine. Who wouldn't just put in more and more money until, you're earning a lot. And there's different levels to this, because there's certain stages where you need to think about different kind of stuff. For example, having a sales team, tracking, and there's a lot to think about, but that's this essence there. So funnel metrics and KPIs. And I can actually, because maybe you saw that there were some numbers and some text there, and I can explain that first. So on the landing page here, you usually want to aim to have above 15% conversion rate. And how do you know that you have 15% conversion rate? You track. I mean, you need to track. If you don't track, don't even bother making a funnel. You need to know your metrics. It's super key, because if you don't know your metrics, you don't know where the funnel works great, where it doesn't, where it breaks, how you actually optimize and reduce your cost per acquisition, and so on. So it should usually be above 15%. If you have a survey or a longer form, it can be a bit lower, because then you have higher quality leads. And then the VSL, usually it converts, the conversion rate should be above 8%. And I think 8 is quite low usually, to be honest. So should be a bit higher than that. And yeah, that's basically the percentage of people booking a call after watching your VSL. Then the show rate should be above 60%. The close rate above 20%. And yeah, and if you have those numbers, you can easily track and see where your funnel breaks. But this brings up a very, very important thing here. And that is, you don't need to get too hung up in these numbers. If your client acquisition cost is less than your LTV and the cash collected. So if you see that you're paying $1 to get a $5 customer, and of course we're not talking about $1 or $5, we're talking about $1,000 to get a customer and $5,000 back. I'm just trying to make it easier. But yeah, if you see that and you see that, but I see that the VSL is converting at 5%. Okay, fine, but you still have have something generating money. And that's the most important thing. That trumps all these smaller numbers here. And also if you see that you do a change and your VSL conversion rate or your landing page conversion rate actually reduces, but you're paying less for getting the same client, then that's a good thing. So you need to look at it holistically, but this is great indicators. Okay, I'm yapping a lot here, but I just need to you need to understand a lot of stuff to get this working. But once you understand it, it's very easy to optimize and make it better. Okay, so the cost per lead is typically between $5 and all the way up to $50. It can be higher, it can be cheaper, but that's the usual range. And yeah, I mean, $50 is very high, but let's say we have a B2B offer and you're targeting enterprise businesses or CEOs and that kind of stuff. The client is usually worth more, but again, you have to pay more to reach those people. And then meetings can cost anywhere from $30 to $300. And again, you need to charge high ticket, because if you're paying $300 for a meeting and then the show up rate is 60% and then the closing rate is 20%, the client acquisition cost is suddenly super, super high. And the only way to make it work then is having having a high ticket thing. And a $30 meeting is super, super low, but we actually obtain that with one of our clients right now, so it's possible. And your return on ad spend should be at least 5x, meaning that if you spend $1,000 on ads, you should at least get $5,000 back. And there's also other costs here, like for example, if you have a sales team and so on. That's why it needs to be 5x. Okay, and the most important thing is client acquisition cost is lower than the lifetime value, and that you have cash. You have something to put in the engine to get your money back. So you need to think about this if you have payment plans and so on. Some other metrics that you should also track. I won't spend too much time on it, but for example, one of our marketing sheets look like this. And here on the right side, we usually have the sales team and their metrics. So we see the full picture here. But since we're talking mostly about ads here, I just included this one. And here you can see that we're paying for cost per lead is 11 euros here. And the conversion rate from lead to booking is actually 55%. And this is a bit funny because here you can see the landing page conversion is only 5%. And I just mentioned that it should be above 15. But again, our conversion rate is 5% here and it's 50% from VSL to booking page. And in this scenario, we have a longer survey. So we get high quality leads. And in the end, we're ending up paying 20 euros for a call. So it's actually less than 30. But we have scaled this. Was last month and we just scaled it. And when you scale ads, that is super, super important to have in back of your mind. Usually the cost will increase. It sounds weird, but that's just how it works. So when you scale your ads, the cost will increase. And that's also why you need to know your numbers so we can work against it. You can keep the cost low. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, I understand this system. I understand how it looks, but how does it actually look? And I will show you that as well. So in the first thing, you need the traffic. Super, super important. You need traffic to your funnel. If you don't have traffic, it doesn't matter how complex or advanced or whatever your funnel is, because you have no one going through it. So yeah, you need to nail down the traffic. And that can be organic or paid. And the most powerful one to nail down is, of course, paid, because it's very easy when you can put money into something and you get money back. In organic, you can always post more, you can always do more reps, burn more calories. But again, it's not linear. It's not just because you post 5 times as much, you won't get 5 times as much traffic. But with ads, that's the case. And then it's going into a landing page. And this is one of our own funnels that we have run in the past. And that's also very important. We always do what we preach. So mainly we're working with a bunch of clients, people with $1 million followers on YouTube, people with PhDs. We're working with experts. And that's also very important to mention. Most of our clients doesn't have a big organic audience. So we mostly specialize in ads. But we do have clients with many followers, and the same principles are at play here. So you have the landing page, and this is for an indirect VSL. where we have a CTA of watch our free video guide. And how the landing page is structured is really, really important. And the only goal with the landing page is getting him to opt in to the VSL or to apply if you're doing more of a direct funnel. And yeah, I won't spend too much time on the actual landing page. I can make a separate video for that because that would just turn this video into 1.5 hours, something like that. So yeah. And here you can see a shorter video. And the only goal with this shorter video is to sell in the longer one, which is on the next page. And then they opt in either through having just an opt-in for name, email, and phone number, which should be in here, or you have the survey that I talked about. You add some friction, maybe because you see that, okay, you're having a low CPL or cost per lead, but the quality is pretty shit. So you want to increase the quality, and you're fine with paying a bit more because, yeah, quality matters. And then you instead add a survey. And if you have a survey, you should have a lead scoring system. And here you prioritize high lead scores. And yeah, you can disqualify people with a low lead score. You can have your appointment setter call up each low lead score person that books in a call to just make sure that they're actually worth talking to. And yeah, then you will optimize your ads, your offer, and so on based on the lead score. And when you get a client, you will see back what lead score did I give this person, and is it in sync, or do I need to update? Because if I see that a certain type of person buys, and I'm not taking that into account in the lead scoring system, then I need to change it. So it's a continuous process to work with your lead scoring system. Okay, and when they opt in, we of course have a WhatsApp message or an SMS message, or even someone calling them up. But in this funnel, we used a WhatsApp message and an email sequence. And the WhatsApp message looked like this: 2 hours after opt-in, if they didn't book a call, my co-founder sent an automated message that looks like a manual message. And that's very, very important because people hate automated stuff. They don't care about automated stuff. It just doesn't feel real, if that makes sense. If someone messages you manually, or you think it's manually, then you will probably answer because there's a person behind it. So yeah, he sent out this message, and 24 hours, if they didn't reply, or we didn't have a conversation, or they didn't book a call, then it's a manual message. Hey, just checking in. Did you receive the video? Or yeah, you can be more direct as well. And then the email sequence, again, very important. Here's the actual VSL. So in this case, this is a 40-minute video, and that's because it's an indirect VSL. And we're basically promising a video guide. So we have to teach some stuff. We have to give value. But in the end of the day, it's a video sales letter. We're trying to sell. And we're selling through also giving value. And we're selling into the method. We're creating a strong feeling that this is the solution to all their problems. We're solving all their problems. We're selling in our method, our way of doing things. And after they watch this video, hopefully they will click book a qualification call, book in with the salesperson, which in our case is Peter. And you need to also think about how many days in advance you want to have available. And usually we go with 3 days, but here we actually had more days, as you can see. But the longer days in advance they can book, the lower the show-up rate will be. Because they just watched your VSL, which is a very psychological thing. They're going to have a feeling right there and then that they want this. And that's also why they book a call. But as time goes by, this feeling fades away. So just think about that. That matters a lot. And the best is if they booked right away. And then the thank you page, as I talked about. And this is very important, at least now in 2025 and 2026, when show rates just are a bit lower than they were before. You need a great way to sell in the meeting, to making them show up. Just a short video here, and some practical things, and the video guide. And yeah, this was a 30-minute video guide. And then the reminders for selling in the meeting and making them attend. Here again, we have WhatsApp and SMS reminders, and we have an email reminder that looks like this and tells them to confirm the appointment, add to calendar, watch the video guide, or watch the the video on this page, and the video on this page tells them to watch the video guide. And yeah, and then they hopefully attend the meeting. So that's really the essence of this funnel. I hope I remember everything here. And yeah, if you have any questions, just shoot a comment. And I highly recommend you to join the Skool group. I can show you quickly. And yeah, this is my first YouTube video, so it will probably go more smoothly the next time. But I hope it's not too bad. I'll do this. Here's what's inside our Skool community. And as I talked about, the offer is, I would argue that the offer is more important than anything else, or it is. I mean, the offer is everything. If you have a great offer, it will be super easy to market and also have a funnel and also to sell. It's super, super important. And if you're not selling right now, you're struggling with your coaching offer, your course offer, or anything like that, it goes back to the offer. And I know a lot of people doing 10K a month, 20K a month needs to go back to their offer and just make it better. Because in the end of the day, if you want to scale to 100K a month, 200K a month, 300K a month, $1 million a month, you need a super, super great offer. And it's a process to create a great offer. And you need to do a lot of market research. You need to know a lot of psychology. And basically in this module, and it's me having this module, I'm going through everything here. Then Patrick is going through scalable delivery. He's talking about how to set up your course, how to make it, and stuff like that. And then lead generation, which my business partner, Patrick, he's a genius at ads. He's doing all our ads, and we're working on it a bit together because I'm doing the funnels, but yeah, you should really watch these videos. And then it's my module, and as you can see, I filmed in these videos, and I'm doing these videos right now, so this should be available soon. And then a sales module with Peter, and we're basically giving a lot away for free here, in hope that if we give you a lot of stuff, we help you out, then you will come to us when you want help with your funnel, your sales, your course, or whatever it is. So this is actually a group funnel, and it's free for now, but we will charge a lower ticket price for it eventually. But if you're coming from this YouTube video, just tell me and I will give you free access, of course. And yeah, that's basically it. So I will hopefully see you in the next video, and I hope you got a lot of stuff out of this video.